Welcome aboard Rocket Ship, the platform with the most relevant content for competitive examinations. As part of our answer writing series on general studies papers of Civil Services Mains Examination, we'll take up a question that might appear in GS paper 2. Let us begin with reading out the question. Creation of an All India Judicial Service is desirable for many reasons. Explain. What are the obstacles in the path of creation of AIJS? So the question has two parts. In the first part, we have to mention some of the factors which make it desirable to create an All India Judicial Service. And in the second part, we have to mention some of the obstacles which are in the path of AIJS and which it is likely to face. So how do we introduce our answer? We can, for an example, begin with a piece of current affairs, that is addressing the Supreme Court's Constitution Day observations in 2023. The Honorable President of India said that we should explore the idea of an All India Judicial Service to help answer many issues plaguing the judicial system. So AIJS is desirable to help answer many of the issues which the judicial system faces. And coming to its historical evolution of this idea, way back in 1958, the Law Commission had recommended the creation of an AIJS. Accordingly, the 42nd Constitutional Amendment of 1976 inserted Article 3121 empowering the Parliament to create an AIJS. Now coming to the factors which make it desirable to create an AIJS. As we can see, the adjoining graphic depicts some of the factors which make it desirable to create an AIJS. We'll take these factors one by one. The first one is AIJS can help deal with vacancies and thereby pending cases, as AIJS's prestige and perks may help it attract talent. AIJS, in the same mold as other All India services like IAS, IPS and so on, is likely to attract talented lawyers, for an example, to these services, and in this way it will help in reduction of vacancies which are there in the district level judiciary, and in the long run it will lead to reduction in the pending cases, as there will be more judges available to hear those cases. Then greater representation to sections like SCs, STs, scheduled tribes, OBCs, women, etc., which are hitherto not as represented in the High Court or higher judiciary. Parity with All India services. It will bring the judicial officers of the state of this lower judiciary in parity with All India services in matters of perks and compensation. It will be more objective and impartial, as the officers will all of them from a common pool and they will be recruited through a common examination. We'll take up these points one by one and explain them. AIJS prestige and perks will attract young, energetic, talented lawyers. Their compensation will be comparable to All India services, therefore lucrative. An assured career progression where some of the vacancies to high courts are from AIJS. Actually, the draft proposal recommends that some of the vacancies in the high courts must be assuredly filled from the AIJS officers. Will make it a first choice for candidates. So it will be an important choice, a lucrative choice for candidates. This will help reduce vacancies, and we have given this example. If you have time, you can always mention on your paper 2 that about 5,000 of the 25,000 sanctioned posts on district level in district courts is vacant. So almost 20% vacancy is there on the district level. And when these vacancies are filled, ultimately this would lead to reduction in the pending case load too, which we know that almost 5 crore cases are pending in judiciary, of which 4.5 in district courts. 4.5 crore cases are pending in the district courts. So if there are fewer vacancies, actually if these vacancies are filled, we can understand that there will be more judges to hear out these cases, and this would lead to reduction in the vacancies. Through provision of reservation, sections like scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward classes, women, etc. will have greater representation on high court benches. Till now, these sections do not have as much representation in the high court level judiciary as is desired. Elevation of judges to high courts is still opaque. Again, we will establish how it is opaque, with apprehension of nepotism and favoritism. Actually, when some of the lawyers and even judicial officers at district level have been elevated to the high court benches as high court judges, there has been apprehension that it was because of their good relation with the high court judges, high court judiciary, as well as due to their personal relations with the high court judges or judiciary. So these issues can be addressed by the issues of nepotism and favoritism can be addressed by the AIJS by provision of having some seats in the high courts reserved for all India Judicial Services officers. Elevation from a common pool of AIJS officers will be more objective and impartial, as we have just seen. Still, there are many hurdles which AIJS has to clear before it saw light of the day. States apprehension. First is states apprehension. AIJS will be superior to states' own judicial services, so they will not be as enthused about AIJS. We know that under India's federal system, both state and union have their separate jurisdictions, their separate powers. Till now, though not strictly explicitly mentioned in the constitution itself, the judicial recruitment, the judicial appointments at the district level have been taken only by the states through their state judicial services. If a state creates a service which is superior to a state's own judicial services, the states are not likely to take it sitting down. And it is especially problematic that while AIJS requires concurrence of Rajya Sabha, and we know that in Rajya Sabha the state have some say, so the state will not come on the same page about creation of AIJS. We should also understand that judiciary is also likely to object. As for now, elevation of judicial officers to high courts is prerogative of high court judges. Assured quota for AIJS officers on high court benches is likely to face some sort of resistance from high court, and it has actually happened so, because the honorable law minister had submitted to the parliament that the high courts have not been as enthusiastic about the creation of all India judicial services. Then we have this persistent problem of language barriers. AIJS officers cannot be expected to be fluent in all local languages. This will hobble them in administration of justice. A judge is required to hear both the sides, and most of the actually the plaintiffs and most of the proceedings in lower judiciary at the district level judiciary is in local languages. When they are members of all India Judicial Service, they may not be as proficient in the local language, because it's possible that they come from a different state, and in that case they will be hobbled in the administration of justice. So how do we conclude our answer? We can conclude by taking the side of creation of all India Judicial Service, that it is desirable in ways more than one. We can start with saying that for the prestige enjoyed by all India Judicial Services, AIJS is likely to attract talent to vacant positions and also provide more representation of to deprived sections through the provision of reservation. And so the need of the hour is to take stakeholders. We have to take stakeholders like high courts, states, etc. into confidence and try to convince them that AIJS is desirable. So this is how we sum up our answer. We meet again for the next question in a few days. Meanwhile, we again encourage you to write your own model answer of the questions that we discuss here in the comment section below. We wish you all the best. Thank you.